On February 4, 2013, over 108 million people were grilling steaks, burgers, and chicken, or they were at their local bars and pubs enjoying a cold beverage dressed in their favorite team's colors. This gathering of friends and families has grown larger every year for an event known to fans and first-time viewers as the Super Bowl. Football has rapidly grown to be the top-rated sport in the United States, and with that growth has become a billion-dollar industry. However, as we love to see the big hits on the replay boards over and over, it is what we do not know that is happening to the football player that has become a national concern. This concern is the rapid number of reported concussions. Unfortunately, it is not only the professional football players, but also the children who aspire to be the next NFL superstar because of this epidemic. Equipment safety, proper tackling, and medical advances are being used, taught, and shown to make this love sport remain on top. A concussion is a brain injury which alters brain functions and occurs from blows to the head made during tackling or when being tackled and the head strikes the ground. Let's look at a few charts that I have here, and it'll show you this is the brain, and it shows the different levels of concussions. There are 3 grades of concussions: a grade 1, a grade 2, and a grade 3 concussion. This next chart that you see here basically is a position by position. It shows that no matter where you play on the football field, that you are not immune from a concussion. Everybody in every position is susceptible to a concussion. And with that comes further problems down the road. The more concussions you get, the more likely you are to get another concussion. And with concussions come problems such as depression, or even worse, later down the road, dementia. That's why equipment safety is a concern for children as young as 6 all the way through the professional level. This is why Senator Tom Udall, senator from New Mexico, introduced a bill to mark Brain Injury Awareness Month to protect against sports-related traumatic brain injuries. This will ensure that all helmets meet the safety standards that address the concussion risk for young athletes. Basically, what we've seen is helmets from the old days when it was just leather helmets to helmets now to where they can adjust the pressure through pumps, air pressure, different things in the helmet so the helmet fits properly on the individual's head. It isn't just grabbing a helmet and sticking it on a child or a professional athlete's head. It's making sure that that equipment fits that individual properly and keeps them safe throughout the game. However, the best helmet made can be issued to every pro athlete or child. However, if proper tackling is not taught, the result will be the same. Basically, tackling is a 4-step process. Tackling is going in low with your shoulder. You want to lead with your shoulder, not with your head. That's where the concussions become so prevalent, is kids leading with their head, professionals leading with their head. So you come in with your shoulder, hit with your shoulder at thigh level. When you're hitting, you wrap your arms around the individual, keeping your head up, your face mask up. You never tilt your head down towards the individual. That ducking of the head causes the helmet to helmet or helmet to knees, the concussions that are prevalent in the sport. As you wrap your arms around, you want to lift the individual maybe an inch or so off the ground, making short choppy steps, and then moving in the momentum that you were going as you were tackling him. This keeps you going in the motion that you were going in as the tackle was being made. This keeps you from falling off balance and your head going in an awkward direction and striking the ground, which as I've shown before with the chart, is another problem with concussions. It's not just the individual hits player on player, but also the awkward hits of hitting the ground and the player's head striking the turf, whether it's grass, astroturf, whatever the surface may be. In addition to equipment safety and proper tackling techniques, medical advances in the field have assisted of noting the rise in cases as well as helping to eliminate an injured player from returning to the field. In a survey of fathers, 9 out of 10 fathers who played high school level or higher and suffered or believed they suffered a football-related concussion want their kids to play tackle football. That was in a USA Today article. Furthermore, some high school kids feel it's like a badge of courage or honor if they get a concussion and they go back into the game. It's like a sense of toughness. If we take it a step further, professional athletes are now getting their helmets taken away from them to keep them from returning to the game for fear that professional athlete fears they might lose their starting position or their job, which is income that it will be taken away from them if a younger player or a different player comes in and maybe takes that position. Basically, the medical community has to not only inform and diagnose, but sometimes save the individual from maybe doing further damage. It has been noted that once an individual gets a concussion, it is easier for them to get another, and then another, and if they return prematurely, another. Today, teams have turned the return of a player over to the doctor who is not affiliated with the team. So therefore, there will not be a conflict of interest when it comes to a player returning. This is done because studies show concussions not only cause headaches, dizziness, light sensitivity, but longer lasting issues such as depression, loss of memory, and the early onset of dementia. With this information in hand, players who were even suspected of a concussion are ran through a battery of tests, MRIs, and removed from the game or practice if necessary. This in turn takes the decision out of the individual's hands and puts it where it should be, and that is with trained professionals. There is no doubt about the passion in the United States for the game of football, but there is also the knowledge of the safety for each individual during his or her playing career. The tough guy, girl image is not worth a life of suffering or death because the information that is available to us is pushed to the side for the glory of that individual day. It is every coach, organization, and team's duty to enforce the safety practices that ensure in place regards to concussions in the sport. This might mean the best player on the team having to sit out today so he can remember to pick his son or daughter up from school 20 years from now. It also might mean having to save a player from himself by taking the decision out of his own hands. With approximately 3,500,000 American children ages 6 to 14 playing tackle football, it is estimated that there are between 1,600,000 and 3,800,000 sports-related concussions in the U.S., leading the Centers for Disease Control to conclude that sports concussions have reached an epidemic level. That was another article posted in the USA Today. With these statistics and knowledge, there is not any doubt that equipment safety, proper tackling techniques, and medical advances are the keys to keeping the game of football that so many love safe for everybody. Thank you.